A mischief investigation is underway after a gun scare along this stretch of King Street at Blue Jays Way was shut down for most of the afternoon. Today we're learning that may have been a prank call. It's one that brought out a massive police force that included tactical units as well as paramedics, even an artillery vehicle. It heightened security along King Street here. You can imagine the impact it had on the gridlock traffic. None of these vehicles were allowed to come through, and towards the end of this road, TTC vehicles were diverted, and now the use of city resources isn't being taken lightly. Toronto police make their way inside this building where they later discovered there was no gunman or any hostages.
This is not a movie. This is actually dangerous.
The lockdown lasted for more than 3 hours and brought out the Toronto Police Emergency Task Force, artillery vehicle, and Toronto paramedics. Road closures caused gridlock both ways and TTC diversions. Today, questions about who was behind this call and why.
There isn't very much that I'm aware of that we know in regards to the source or the nature of this call, but it is certainly something that we need to look into. As you are aware, quite a few resources were used yesterday, and there were quite a few different services in attendance. It was a bit of a disruption, to say the least, in the area in terms of traffic and all of that. So for this reason, it's, we have to investigate further.
Are police looking at this dispensary being a victim of this swatting call?
Well, that's not a term that we use, but I mean in terms of the call that was made that essentially has since so far proven to not be a legitimate call. We are going to be looking into that. So right now the focus is on the occupants of that establishment and the employees of that establishment, and their safety was our #1 concern.
You can't cross there. Yeah.
Businesses in the area were also impacted, with customers not allowed through the yellow tape for almost an entire afternoon.
We were locked down for the remainder of when the cops were here, so we really did not see any of the foot traffic that normally drives everything to the store.
Do you know how much money you lost?
It's tough to say, but I'd say probably in the range of about $500 on this side, and maybe we're looking at sometimes about $1,000 on the retail side that was affected as well, because the retail section that we have here, the entrance was all blocked off. Do
you think the police response was appropriate?
Yeah, of course. Like, anytime there's a gun situation, like you don't want anyone to get hurt or be in danger.
Well, this space was once leased by a cannabis culture franchise, but they haven't been occupying this space for the last 6 to 7 months. It's actually been 365 dispensary now. We can tell you we still don't know if they were indeed operating yesterday. Both police and the landlord haven't been able to tell us if they were in business yesterday. We can tell you today we have been seeing a steady stream of customers going in and out. We tried to ring that doorbell to get in to speak with them, but our calls were not answered.